Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your buddy Mikey here, SD Fish and Sips, and here's my Southern California video fish report for the second half of May 2021. The bluefin bite was continuing offshore for the sport fishing boats. I went down to Seaforth Landing in Mission Bay and checked out the Polaris Supreme coming in from a day-and-a-half trip. They had some nice tuna, bluefin tuna, 60 to 80 pound grade, with a couple that were over 100 pounds. Majority of those fish were caught on the flat fall and the sinker rigs.
Classic bluefin picking, classic.
Yeah, somewhere around
classic. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We had a 2-hour drift and like an almost 4-hour drift back to back. And it was glassy and just like picture book. I used, got most of mine on sinker rigs, 40-pound tests. There was no wind, so I was using light sinkers, like 2 ounce. Nothing heavy. I use on that stuff. I use Avid JX Raptor.
Did you have to drop it into second speed? Use your 2-speed? You do use every.
When it's out like this high, when it passes 45-degree angle, put it in low.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
When it's out here, you never know when it gets past 45 degrees. Rail low.
All right. So the kelp patty fishing started picking up for the private boaters. And I went out there on my friend Drew's boat, a Parker Pilot House 2320, and that was great. And we went searching for kelp patties offshore. We launched out of Mission Bay, Dana Landing, 10:30 at night on a Saturday night, but the weather was kind of rough. It was a little bit sketchy, so we ended up waiting it out the night, going back in the morning. So we took Drew's Parker about 25-30 miles down southwest to San Diego offshore, looking for kelp patties, looking for tuna, looking for yellowtail, whatever we can find.
Here you go.
And we came across, after checking about, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 patties, finally we found one that was holding, and we were able to pick up 4 yellowtail. That was the first time I've gotten some yellowtail and the kelp patties on a private boat. So I was stoked on that, learning the techniques and the fishing that goes into that. After the kelp patty yellowtail experience, the weather got a little bit sketchy. It was harder to find windows to go fish, but my buddy Mark from Colorado was out visiting, and he invited me to go out on the Liberty. Thank you, Mark, for the trip out on the Liberty. Thank you, the Liberty, for taking care of everybody. So good times on the full day on the Liberty trip. I think it was a total of 36 yellowtail for 34 anglers. So it was a little bit tough on the pickings, but I managed to grab 2, picked them up on the fly line bait on my Avid LX Raptor 2-speed reel. A little bit overkill for the fish, but still got them. Stoked on that.
Yeah.
Took a bunch of those yellowtail collars from the Liberty trip, smoked those up in the smoker. That's always so good. And then the following Sunday, got out again on the Malahini. Full day trip. We went down to the Coronado Islands for a full day, and we got 11 yellowtail down there. Really good grade and size yellowtail for the islands down there. Really, really stoked to see that. Those fish were caught on the dropper loop and the yo-yo iron. I hooked up with one on the yo-yo iron, and unfortunately, when I was bringing it up to the boat, seal got a hold of it, and then it took it over to the island, ripped it off my line, and started chowing down on the rocks. So I didn't get my yellowtail, got some calico bass, some whitefish for some fish tacos. Stoked on that. And then I was back down at H&M Landing this morning, today, checking out the American Angler coming in with some really nice grade bluefin tuna. I saw one up to 182 pounds. My buddy Nate got one at 137, I think he said. Those fish were caught on the flat fall and the sinker rigs. The guy that got the biggest one, the 182, they said he was on the rail jigging for 22 hours. He's over 7 years old. 22 hours jigging, and then finally hooked up. So the bluefin tuna bite is continuing strong for the sport fishing boats. And not only is it continuing strong with the numbers of the fish, but the grade and the quality is increasing. So there you have it. That's my Southern California video fish report for the second half of May here, 2021. Signing off, Mikey with SD Fishing Tips. Tight lines, everybody. Get on them. Fish hard, troll hard. Let's do this. Next up, bluefin.